Chicken here, bringing you another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we have a pretty good trader deal right here. So we can buy red crystals with ice crystals. So I think this is a pretty fantastic trade. So what we're going to be doing today, guys, is the problem is here. The chicken has a ton of blue ice shards. So we're going to be buying... we're going to be spending gems to make as many of these shards as possible here. So we're going to be getting into... hopefully we can get a bunch of crystals going with that. So 178 divided by 7. That's too much math, man. That's too much math. But we're going to salvage all these. We're going to go ahead and gem up the times. And hopefully we can get enough ice crystals to actually make this somewhat worth it. But we'll go ahead and see, guys. So I apologize if this is painful for the ice players that have been trying to get max level ice guardians. We are not interested in that. We're just interested in the crystals. So we already have 4, and I think it's just 1 for 1, right? So we should be able to, we should be able to get a fair amount of red crystals. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is, one, I don't use ice statues, so the blue crystals are nothing but power to me, and I still have lots of room to go on perfect red masterpiece statues. And this is, I mean, in terms of like optimizing your statues, like this is the only real way that you can do it. So the stats I have aren't bad. This one's only 1% off perfect, and the true health is 3% off. So I don't know. Hopefully we can get something better than that, guys. I think that was a perfect. I think that was a perfect damage guardian. I believe the perfect ice guardians are what are they? It's 13 for building health and 15, I want to say, for damage. I'm not 100% sure, guys, but let's go ahead, crush all these friggin' guardians. I'm not sure how long this was gonna take, but. Yeah, what I would love to see come to Boom Beach in, like, kind of while we're on the subject of statues and guardians and stuff, guys, I would love for there to be I've talked about this before, but I'd love for there to be a boost all statues option, and I think how it could work is just have, oops, I want to cancel that. That was close, chicken. Imagine we just scrapped that. That would have been, like, all the crystals we just got. Okay, let's focus here, chicken. But I think how it would work, have, like, a little powder button under the chat here, and then you press that, and then you can boost all your statues from that button, and maybe you can make certain layouts that you boost frequently, like have all your offense statues as one layout, have all your defense statues another layout, maybe your adjust your GBE, adjust your GB and damage. Maybe you could make 3 different statue layouts, like full boost, just masterpiece boost. You can make them whatever you want, and you click that button, then you just click boost, and then it's done. Maybe it does like a confirm okay, so you don't do it by accident, but I think that would be really cool and super handy because it is really annoying. Like, obviously it's not like a big deal, like we're just pushing buttons here at the end of the day, right? But I think it'd be cool, it'd be clean, it'd be something fun to like discuss, like what your statue layouts are and what you prefer to boost, and we would get into some discussion on when to full boost versus when to only boost a few statues, like for operation attacks. I feel like people would conserve their powder a lot better if that were the case. It wouldn't just be like not that everyone does it, but it wouldn't just be like full boost or bust, if that makes sense. Because I feel like most people, when they do go to the trouble of boosting their statues, that most people do a full boost unless they're really hurting for power powder, or if they're like really fanatical about saving it or whatever. So we're getting through these guardians, man, one at a time. Okay, so we got 25 crystals. So now we're gonna make what do we got here? We made it through the gems there, and now I just realized we can only do this trade 7 times. We can't do it 25 times. So oh, chicken. Oh, guys, learn from the chicken. Don't do chicken things. So we're gonna go ahead, buy 7 red crystals, and I guess the bonus is I got through all those crystals really quickly, so oh, guys, that was painful. But at least it was 7, and it wasn't just 3. That would have been kind of embarrassing. Let's open this trader crate and see what we got. The trader is just laughing at the chicken, guys. So we got 2 hero tokens, 3 ice fragments, and I'm gonna save the rest of the tickets for next week, I think. But I mean, hey, we got a bunch of red crystals. We're gonna be able to get a couple masterpieces going out of that, guys. So I don't know, take from that what you will, and let's go ahead and dive on into today's Dr. Terrence, guys. So we should probably just skip ahead these earlier stages, but that's going to be fun. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the chicken coop today, and I think we're going to end the video with a Mr. Poing solo on Dioxin, guys, which was really, really cool to see. Big shout out to Mr. Poing and the chicken coop. We are slowly raising. We are getting back to where we were. We kind of dropped off for a little bit. We hit 67 on the leaderboard, and we kind of hit a stall from there. We had people jumping in and out, but I think we're ready for that last final push to finally break it onto the leaderboard, guys. Man, the chicken's kind of frustrated that we didn't realize that, but that was the first trader deal that I've seen that wasn't just like you can do it 3 times, right? Like you don't usually see it 7 times. So I guess we got a little bit lucky there. That was kind of dumb though. Like you can't just buy endless crystals from the trader. But either way, I think it was worth it. Especially because there's nothing really to spend gems on anymore. At least for the chicken, for like max level players. Now that we have endless reserves, I mean, that there's no real reason to spend a whole pile of diamonds. So I don't know. It's fun to have a reason to sometimes, I guess. All right, so let's go ahead and dive on up to stage 4 here, guys, and we're gonna give a big shout out to the commenter of the day, and that's going out to Martigician, guys. I forget what he said now, but you can bet that it was something good. So we'll get some critters going up like this. We should be able to just one-shot this base, guys, and boom. All right, so no real problems yet. Stages 1 to 4. Bit of a hashtag chicken cakewalk at this point, guys. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, a lot of people enjoyed, I think, yesterday's Mega Crab video. Like I said a million times, I think that's going to come out September 2nd to 4th, probably around there. That's just based on nothing, just speculation of when the last kind of crabs were coming, guys. So I'm definitely excited to see what they're going to bring up for that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and we're going to march the Zooks up this way. And I'm really hoping that we can get some decent kind of tribe boost when the next Mega Crab does in fact land down, because God, like we've got to kind of admit here, we've been pretty spoiled with these tribe boosts lately. Like they've just been so good. Like when they first came out, I thought maybe they were gonna be like a little bit too random, but like they do seem really on point for the most part. Like Zuka damage, the one we had last week with like basically all the free statues, and that was really cool. And even this week, I really like the Shock Blaster buffs, just because it's like it's interesting, right? Like, and you have to imagine that if they're gonna do individual prototypes, there's gonna be a shield generator health buff, which is just gonna be insane. I can't imagine like the boosted up shield gens that we're gonna see that week, but yeah, I feel like the Shock Blaster thing, it has been a bit of a help on the intel and stuff. I was going to talk a little bit about that today at some point too, so we can get into some defense logs here in a second. It's not like, that's the thing, it's not like crazy massive huge boost. Like if you have ice, I could see it being a big deal, but for not having any ice, and also for not having those 2 tribes maxed out yet, it's not a huge like massive effect. Like I'm sure it does help a little bit. Also my my base isn't fantastic right now, so I feel like going 3 Shock Blasters was probably a little much of the chicken just being too excited about it. A better idea would probably be 2 Shock Blasters and a shield gen. I think that would be the better route to go. And we could probably also assume that they're going to come out with multiple prototype boosts at the same time, like Shock Blaster, Hot Pot, Damage Amp, Shield Gen. That's going to be crazy. So there's a lot that they can do with these prototypes. That's what I was excited to see, those specific stat boosts at first, guys. So we'll launch the Zookas out. We got stage 7 here on Volcanic, Tropical, Dr. Terrence, guys. Okay, so we'll get a flare going right about here. That's what the chicken is thinking. We actually have, do we have an operation attack to do after this? I think I'm going to hold off on it because I don't want to screw it up. So we'll go like this. We'll get 2 smokes going across like that, guys. And if you didn't know, the Sergeant Brick flare, that kind of bug, I'm assuming most of you know what it is by now, but just in case you didn't, it's when she targets a defensive building. So if you can keep her under the smoke the whole time, you're going to be fine. Like, that's just the trick, is just to keep her, make sure she doesn't target any defensive buildings, because that's when she gets stuck and then doesn't move on to the next spot. So, stage 7 goes down, back, and there we get another crystal, guys. So, we'll show Mr. Poing's hit, really quickly right here. He did solo Dioxin, guys. Kind of jealous that he beat the chicken to the first Dioxin solo. I think, or did I get it once? I think I might have got it once. We'll say that we did anyways. So this is a pretty easy Dioxin, I guess. Like, there's just 1, 2, 3 shocks that you need, but still, big shout out to Mr. Poing for sure, guys. So we got Poing coming up here, and he's gonna go right up between those, behind those boom cannons, I guess. He does have brick with him. Let's slow this down a little bit here, guys. Where is he going exactly? So the tricky part with this is just reading where the Zookas are going to go, because I don't know if it's just chicken, but it seems like they always go in different spots every time. They're going to hit 2 mines there on the left, but I've done that so many times. I know that there's not many Zookas that actually stray off and go to the left there. It's only like 10, like if that. So he does get up here, and I can't show you the health on the core, but it was in choke point, I believe, so it should be a pretty decent amount. And it looks like he was going to be late there on those shocks. Oh my god. He actually got clipped there with all those rocket launchers, so this is going to be very close, guys. Look at this finish. Do you think he's going to get it? Oh my god. Well, I guess we know he gets it, but that was crazy. That was crazy. Big shout out to Mr. Poing. And that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. So make sure to let me know down below in the comments how stupid the chicken is for thinking that we could get 25 crystals out of that. And, yeah, hopefully you didn't make the same mistake by jamming them all up. But, I mean, it was worth it for the 7 for sure. So that's going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Check it out.